Alrighty, welcome everyone to another episode of Taking Up Space, of Michelle Amir podcast. Always excited about coming forward, you guys. That was a little Houdini for y'all. It's Scorpio season. God bless the Scorpios. I'm telling you, God did one when he created the Scorpio. The world needs us. The evolved versions of us. The world needs us. So yesterday I was speaking to... Nobody promised us that this thing was going to be easy, y'all. Nobody told us that this life was going to be a cakewalk. Somehow we've been sold on the philosophy that it's supposed to be filled with comforts and it's supposed to be easy and we are supposed to enjoy every moment of this life and not have any particular type of resistance or changes. Yet what we find in life is that, throughout our childhood, hopefully if we're raised properly, we are protected from a lot of those changes. But those changes are happening. They're just happening to our parents, and they're absorbing the brunt of the changes and preventing us from knowing of them and experiencing them. But when we get of age and we go out into the world and we begin embarking upon our own journeys and we have our own families, we then begin to feel the resistance that many feel on their respective walks. And we begin to experience the monumental changes that we all feel and incur while walking the paths of life. And because we didn't realize that they were so monumental and so pervasive in life, it makes us second guess ourselves, doesn't it? It makes us look at ourselves and say, okay, am I doing something wrong? Did I have the wrong idea of this? Maybe I should alter what I'm doing to project what someone else is doing that doesn't seem like they have as much resistance as me. They seem as if they have it easier than me. So I will alter my projection to fit into someone else's I am or someone else's projection just so that I can have an easier life. Or I will compromise things that I don't really feel like I should compromise, but because I'm not grounded in the knowing of where I am and why I'm here, I don't know the value of what I've got. And so I will compromise what I've got and what I really feel is of value, but I don't know how to use it. I don't know where to place it to capitalize on its value. I will compromise it for comfort. And that's the conversation that I want to have today, is that, nobody said that this life was going to be easy. In fact, and I've said this all along, if you look back on many of my older podcasts or Bible studies, I've said this very much so throughout my communications to you, is that the spirits that decide to incarnate in this world are very courageous spirits, y'all. It is known within the realms that this particular existence, this particular incarnation, is one of the hardest that a soul could embark upon. This incarnation into this physical reality is one of the most troublesome, I guess you could say. It is packed and filled with so much resistance. There are so many entanglements that a spirit, a soul, an individual could get caught up in. It's one of the most challenging incarnations that a spirit, a soul, could ever conscientiously choose to incarnate in. In fact, those spirits that incarnate into this particular reality and overcome and are able to ascend while in this particular avatar are widely respected within the realms, because the realms in general know how challenging this particular incarnation is. When we look in the Bible and we listen to the verbiage of the Bible, we hear all of these stories of men of renown, sons of God and sons of man. And it is my ideology that God is speaking to those spirits that either have ascended into the heightened states that would crown an individual men of renown as men of renown. And it's also speaking to those spirits that are still looking to ascend. We're looking at three particular dynamics at play. But what exactly is it speaking to? Why? How do we distinguish between these individuals? Where are we? What is this? When I speak to the darkness of space, I'm speaking to the womb of all creation. Everything that has been created in the earth or in the universe first was created in the darkness of this womb. It's the place of exponential potential. Yet those spirits that are birthed into this life are birthed into this life with a particular type of light, a particular type of essence. And that light and that essence is housed into our avatar, which is our body. Only a portion of the light and essence that makes you can be housed within this body, yet housed still within this body. And this body that we have, because it is just the avatar and the vessel to house such light, is somewhat like an artificial intelligence. It's somewhat like your source is not the body. Your source is not the earth. You are sourced from the womb, from something greater. Yet an aspect of you has incarnated intentionally into a body within this realm. And that aspect of you is a light that's housed deep within you. And this light emanates and it invigorates and it electrifies this body. It gives this body its light. It gives this body its animation. It's one of many forms of such an avatar. If you only knew how long it took to perfect this thing in which we are in, you would have a whole other ideology on where you are. If you knew how long it took to perfect all of the things in which we utilize today, you would have a whole nother ideology on where we are. I've spoken to love being the most powerful and the most fundamental aspect of this entire creation. It is. Love is everything. This entire creation emanates from love. Everything has been created from the spirit of love in this garden in which we are bound to for seasons. And many of us, when we decide to incarnate into this life, know this. It's as if we knew this all along, and then the great work of incarnating here is being able to stay within that knowing throughout your entire journey. That is the greatest work, of standing within the midst of that knowing and allowing that knowing to protect you and to guide and direct you, to reconcile all of the stumbling blocks that come upon you in this journey. This love will reconcile all these things for you if you stay in the center. But the hardest part of this journey in life, once this light incarnates itself in a physical body, is remembering. Remembering the most important aspect of this is staying within the love. Because in this realm, what makes it so difficult is that there will be many challenges that come upon you in this life, all of which look to challenge your state of stasis within love. You will be challenged by staying in the center of your stasis. And this stasis is what I call love. Staying in the center, not veering off too far to the left and not veering off too far to the right. Because you are not the only avatar enchanting this garden. Surely you are the apex within your particular characteristic, within your particular avatar. But you got all kinds of other avatars. You got sons of men. You have avatars that have not ascended. You have avatars that are what the children call now NPCs, non-player characters. They're just here to distract you. They're just here to cause you to be offended or to confuse you or to take your attention by way of comforts or by way of intrigue. You have all these different variances going on amongst you while you are walking and pondering your path. And the greatest work will be in keeping in alignment to the love. Not just any love, friend, because we all stand in love. Love is everything. You are never outside of love. You are not ever outside of love. You're always walking in some degree or variance of love. Even if you're walking in a lower state, even if you're in a depressed state, you are still walking in a state of love. Because in order for you to be depressed, you have to have loved something, and now you feel bad about whatever it is you love. You're never outside of love. If you say that you hate something, you cannot get to hate. You cannot reach a level of hate for anything unless you love something tremendously. The hate you feel is only reflective to the love that you felt. And the hate has come upon you because that love you felt was so monumental, and something challenged that love or did something that you don't agree with to that love. And now you have the opposite feeling for the one that has done that. But the greatest challenge in this life is staying in the center and not allowing the obstacles and the situations that come upon you in this life to change you, to thwart that dynamic. You can't allow the obstacles to change you so that now through ego and will, you step forward. You push love, the love that is to navigate your life. You make it secondary, and through ego and will, you push yourself forward and you enact your will, instead of love reconciling such things for you. You see, because love will reconcile all of your situations for you, friend. I spoke to this the day before yesterday. You have people out here moving strictly off of ego and will. They're not outside of love. They're working through some form or degree of love. It's just a lower level. They don't feel that love is powerful enough to see them through. They don't feel that love is going to do it what they want, exactly how they want it. They don't trust love. So in them not trusting love, they take control. And through ego and through will, they make decisions that love should have made for them. And now that they've gone it alone and made those decisions that love should have made for them, they are bound to the results. And it just gets stickier and stickier. You have many in the world that do this. You have many sorcerers, witches, warlocks, and all the sorts that do this exact same thing. They don't trust that love will give them what they desire, because what they desire is not anchored by truth. See, love in its most powerful form is anchored by truth. But because they're not moving from a truthful place, they're moving from egotistical places. They want to look a certain way in front of people based on a projection, which is a lie. And in order to keep the projection going, they now must keep using ego and will to make it work. And they will do anything and they will harm anyone in order to do it. Love tempered with truth will never do such things. And so through ego and will, the sorcerers and the wizards and the warlocks and the witches all mechanically take control of what love would have done automatically. You see, those that came before us created order of all of these energies. That's what love does. Love creates order out of all of these energies. It makes sense of the senseless. It reconciles. It doesn't need you to reconcile. It will reconcile on your behalf for you. Yet when you go it alone, through ego and will, you must reconcile for yourself. And in you reconciling for yourself and enacting your will on other people, you are creating chaos, chaotic situations, and what took much to organize. So when I speak to, it takes those that look at all of us that are in this realm that ascend, because all of us will not ascend that are in this realm, friend. This podcast is not here to change someone's thinking. This podcast is for educational purposes only, and it is just a sounding board for my philosophy and ideologies of things that I've come to know in my life. It's a sounding board to resonate with people that are like-minded. It's not a debate kind of thing. I'm not debating with people because we're in the fourth quarter of this thing. We're in the fourth quarter of this little video game that we're all playing. And you have real live players in this game, y'all. Even though this is a game, it's sort of like an artificial intelligence, if you want to call it that. Someone can look at me and say, I am a form of an artificial intelligence. I am a spirit housed in this body for a season, living out what we call a reality. Why do we call it a reality? Because this is a experience that is real while you're in it. It's real while you're in it, friend. The results of what if I go out and I try to defy the laws of gravity, I will incur a response from that. And it could be harmful to me. I will feel pain from that. If I go out and I do something that brings me joy and brings me all opportunity and goodness and abundance, I will receive a positive response from that. I feel in this body. I sense in this body. I have been equipped with monumental faculties that are real to me because they are real in this environment. I am not an artificial machine like a robot that when you first create it, you got to go through all of the struggles of fine tuning it. We as humans have gone through all of that. We are the apex of our creation at this point. Much has been perfected. It took much time to perfect this avatar. Thus, we are the apex of this particular type of avatar. And there are some of us that have ascended mentally, all of which we feel, see, and experience in this avatar comes forth from our mind. It is the mind that rules us. Yet some have challenged within themselves, within their avatar, within their mind, their thinking. They are not lost in thinking about the comforts of the life of, how do I, what am I going to eat for dinner tonight? And am I going to get a husband? And am I going to, are we going to have children? And we're lost in that type of thing all day and all day only. But there are some that challenge the thinking and wonder, where am I? And how do I relate within this realm? And how can I maximize my intellectual potential and my intellectual faculty so I can ascend mentally? And I'm here to tell you that it is those people, not by way of universities and not by way of books, but by way of experiences that have ascended, that have locked into a particular type of activity in life, like David and him leading his men and going about life in a particular type of way, thus making already mighty people now men of renown. They were already mighty by strength and capability and by courage, but being coupled with the intellectual properties of aligning in spirit and doing righteousness by spirit and conducting themselves in a particular way in spirit. They have now graduated from just mighty warriors to mighty men of renown. It is the same way with many of us. I'm here to tell you that there are mighty men and women of renown walking around here that look average. You will see them on bus stops and you will swear that you are better than them people. You will look at those people and say, I need to help them. When in fact, those people could bless your lives in ways that will humble you to the point of weeping. The knowledge that those people can give you will make you second guess your entire set of life choices. Men of renown. This incarnation is the hardest. It is the hardest because of all of the experiences that we befall in this life. You can begin your walk knowing that love is the key and leading with that childlike aspect. You could keep it with you your entire existence, but I'm here to tell you that monumental things will befall you. The more you know, the more monumental the challenges are. Monumental, unheard of situations will befall you. That it will befall you to create a number of experiences from you, a number of traumas you will incur. Psychological, all of them mostly psychological. You will be offended. You will want to be resentful. You will want to not trust. You will want to shut down. You will want to go within and stay there. All of these things will come upon you. looking to take you away from love, looking to get you to respond so that you edge one increment away each time, away from the fullness of love. It's as if these experiences come upon you for you to say, okay, I know that, this is the key and that this is the proper way for me to go about life. But because I am so caught up in my feeling that I'll sacrifice that just for the feeling of rectifying this, just for the feeling of enacting my will in this. All of us have experienced it. If anyone has ever come upon you and done something wrong to you, friend, monumentally, that is just blatantly wrong, have you ever had that? Have you ever had someone come upon you and just done some blatantly out of line stuff to you? Uncalled for, over the top, extended out, no need, no real reason for it. And if it was, you've gone above and beyond with it. And instead of you allowing love to lead the way and trusting love enough to right your wrongs for you, you feel as if that feeling that comes upon you when you can enact your will and feel better by getting your get back, and you just like, I just want to get my get back. That feeling can be so overpowering. But it's so overpowering. Why? Because your trust in love, your trust in truth is so overwhelming. It gotta be overpowering because it needs for you to deviate. It needs for you to give some of that energy away. It must meet or match the level of knowing that you have in order to get you to get off kilter. I pray that I'm speaking this in the integrity of which I feel it. This avatar is so very powerful that a lot of times it cannot distinguish itself from the simulation. It can't. The simulation is so real. You wake up and you go to sleep in the simulation so many times. I've had many situations come upon me that I was faced with the realities of life and death. And there's nothing more humbling than that. Especially someone like me, because I'm a thinker. I gotta know what I'm dealing with. And I've had so many things abruptly come upon me that I know that God sent them upon me for me to be able to see something of them. And what I found is that in this simulation, in aligning to love, when I say love, I'm speaking to the truest aspect of yourself, the raw aspect, not ego, not, projection, not desire, but really who you truly are at your core. If you can recall who that person is, if you can pull back the layers of who that person is, you will know that you are never alone in this life. There's constantly a presence with you. And you can look back upon your life and see all the synchronicities of your life, and you can say, I can make sense of this. I can see that there has been a constant hand in my life leading my life. All of us can be able to say that. So much so that you can see somewhat that this thing is a simulation. It's as if our thoughts create our today and our tomorrow. Absolutely. But it's not just our thoughts. It's the culmination of thoughts of those that are on our path. We're in a thought bank. I got my thought, you got your thought, he has his thought. We're all here in this thought bank. And it seems as if the strongest thought prevails. It's the strongest thought that prevails. And how do we distinguish between whose thought is stronger? It's the thought coupled with truth. It's the love coupled with truth that prevails, friend. I'm here to tell you, it is the love coupled with truth that prevails. Thus, getting back to what I led with, and me speaking to men of renown and women of renown and sons of God and sons of man. We're in this world with many vessels. Everybody doesn't have a soul in this world. You got soulless vessels. You got vessels with souls. You have vessels that have ascended to spiritual height. You have some that have not. There are many. And they are all necessary in interacting with us on our journeys. Each one of us are responsible for our own respective walk in this life. And it's for you to know where your power comes from. Your power comes from the spirit that is within you. It is the connection to this love frequency that is within you. That is God. And you being able to trust it enough to allow it to cover every aspect of your life without any doubt. Surely that's monumental, even to a girl like me, because there are times that I do doubt. But those are times that I can look at myself and say, these are things that I need to begin to work with. God has allowed me to have this experience so it can bring forth to my mind the fact that I am doubting, and now I need to use this as a catalyst to assist me in strengthening myself so that I no longer doubt in this area. All these things are internal. All these outward experiences should be converted into internal aspects that we can use to that we can use to strengthen us internally. Because all of these different paradigms and all these different types of individuals are necessary to provoke you, to bring out different aspects of you. Sure, you think you're one-upping me. Sure, you're thinking you're making life difficult for her or for him or for me. Or sure, you think you're, this or you're that. Go for it. I'm going to take all of that as the avatar that I am. And I'm going to light up the scoreboard with this thing, bucko. I'm lighting up the scoreboard, friend. I'm going to use every one of these experiences to my benefit, because that's what we came here to do. We came here to take all of these experiences and not be victimized by them, but to take them for what they were designed to be, to see our creation as it was designed for us to see them. By taking these experiences as awakened avatars in this world, to feel and to convert so that we become stronger by whatever stimulus that experience gives us. Not by allowing the experience to berate us and to beat us down. No, by using our technology and assessing the feeling that has come upon us by that stimulus, whether it's a person, a thing, whatever it is, and allowing it to show in whatever area of our avatar and our senses, and taking from it whatever increment we can take from it, and making it serve us. This is the testimony, regardless of how we look. You know why? Because, and it's not about settling debts and all this kind of stuff. I was thinking about this yesterday because I was thinking about all kind of stuff going on. I was like, all the wrongdoings that I feel wrong about, and I was rewinding in my mind. I'm like, why am I feeling like this? And then it dawned on me, this thing, the love aspect occurred to me. It spoke to me. And it said, these are all things that you were designed to experience. Don't take them personal. Let them feel like they want to feel. What have you gained from it? Look at all the abundance that they have laid at your feet. And I began to feel very awakened. The anger went and joy came in its place. The love aspect, friend, will reconcile all your books. Just as those avatars came and laid at your feet, those experiences, for whatever reason they came, whether it was out of love, whether it was out of negativity, regardless, take it. You have no choice but to take it. Take it. Yet, what you take of it, you have a choice of. Take only that that serves you, and let the rest fall. Because the love aspect will capture all of it, and it will sift it. And the love aspect is the repair. The love aspect is the reconciler. It is not you. This is not your creation. Your creation is to remember the central axis, and that is that I stay in the center. That is the hardest part of this life. It's not focusing so much on the boogeyman and the fear and the negativity and the wrong and the what the worst case scenario could be, and then not focusing so much on only the good and only this and only that, but staying in the center, in the balanced state, and knowing this is a simulation that you are in for a season. A season, friend. And that you have every single thing within you to make your life whatever you decide to make it. Whether I can recall when I had my health scare, I was dealing with my daughter, and I was like, I don't know, I was more concerned about my baby. And I was like, what am I going to do with my daughter? What if something happens and my daughter's not? This avatar that you have is so powerful that it will write your tomorrow. Your mind, your spirit is so powerful that it will write your children's tomorrow. Your spirit is so powerful that it will write your grandchildren's tomorrow. You better know it. You are powerful. But you are only as powerful as your thoughts. And your thoughts are only as powerful as your connection to truth. Do not let the comforts of this life allow you to get boggled down with spiritual debt. It's the last thing you want to do. I'm here to tell you. Keep yourself light. Don't take it upon yourself to right your wrongs. The people that have wronged you are going to incur whatever God have in store for them people. That you got to know. And you should know that by your walk thus far. You must have seen somewhere along your life this truth. It doesn't just come out of the shadows as a one-off. I've never seen anyone that mishandled me live a prosperous life. I've never ever seen it, friend. I'm telling you. And I don't wish it on nobody. But I can look back over my life and I can see every single person that has mistreated me mistreat themselves. And I've gone on and I've been blessed. Just from that knowing. This is the purpose of this podcast. I know it's all over the place. But nobody said it was going to be easy. Nobody from the time we were born in this place promised us that this life was going to be easy. It's not. It gets easy when you align to what matters. Not in no holy roller, better than I, or, walk on water type of thing. That's not, how is that? It becomes easy when you know your role. God led these children in a way for them to know their role. Align to my law. What is my law? Love. You can look through the pages of this book and you will see time and time again God saying what? Do not fear. What else? Be courageous. What else? Honor my law. And what is my law? Don't go worshiping anything outside of yourself. Love one another. Do right by one another. Don't be a backbiter. Be righteous. Not holier than thou, but righteous. Do right. Do right by yourselves. Do what feels good by the law of your heart. That's what God said. What did Jesus come forth and say? Lead with love. All throughout the Bible, you see this love thing synonymous. It doesn't say love. A lot of times it says charity. You must know that this book has been rewritten many times by many different people in many different parts of the world. So love is not the same word all over the world, friends. Some folks use charity. But it's all the same when you get down to what it is when you enact it. They are acts of love. When God, surely, if someone does something wrong to you, you have a right to hold them to it. But there are degrees to that. When God allowed the children to go into bondage in Babylon, out of punishment, the bondage is a punishment, and God allowed it. Yet the Babylonians took that and elongated it and then made it worse than it should have been. You don't get to take advantage of people. There's a difference from punishing someone and outright taking advantage. And in them taking advantage, they curse themselves. Love. Love rectifies and reconciles all its books. It does not need you to do anything. Love will pay back folk through pay back the sins of the fathers to the sons and to the children. This is love. You cannot escape it. And in aligning to it, it is the most powerful force that you can have in this world, coupled with truth. Nothing can overcome it. Nothing. The only thing that can overcome love is you. You. You will have to do you in. But when covered by the spirit of love, tempered with truth, no weapon in hell can prevail against you. Anyone that comes against you curses themselves. This is my word for y'all. I don't know. It was on my spirit. And I hope I spoke it in the way that it's in my spirit, y'all. That's the thing with coming on with these lives. You don't get a chance to rewind them. And I do it because it's such a challenge. I look to challenge myself so that it becomes second nature in doing such. This incarnation is by far the hardest. Those that ascend in this incarnation are men and women of renown in other realms, even in this realm. This is what made David's men so important. They were courageous. The Bible says that when they came to David, they were already courageous. They were already independent thinkers. They already saw themselves capable. They made executive decisions to come and stand with David, showing their posture as people, what type of people they were. Yet with David's structure, David showing them, okay, you got the foundations. I like the way you think. You've got the heart. You got the right kind of heart. And I'm not talking about just heart like going out and warring with people. No, but you have the right type of heart, whereas you follow your heart. You know this thing is wrong. You know it's wrong. And you are strong enough within yourself to follow your heart. Put action behind what you know. And now, in order to align with me and in order to capture the blessings that God has in store for all of us at this level that I'm at, this is the secret sauce. You don't go and do things any kind of way. David and his men were in a situation they could have did whatever they wanted to. David says, I know we look like we have the advantage. I know it does. But this is where they get you. This is another trick. You got to stay in a place of self-obedience. You've got to be able to control yourself. Don't let ego overwhelm you, because power is tricky. When you think you can, that's when God really wants to see. He will lay before you a table of abundance just to see what you do. Are you dedicated enough to yourself to control yourself? David said, I know it looks like we are in a position of power here, and we are. But real power comes from being able to control yourself, being able to hold yourself accountable when nobody else is able to hold you accountable. Are you able to control yourself when you have the power, when no one else is directing you? Are you able to hold yourself accountable and control yourself? And with David's direction in such things, he took men that were already mighty. They were already mighty and capable. They already had some form of self-control. And he took them up several notches to men of renown. That's the difference. It's easy to do things any kind of way. It's easy to steal and connive and all that that's easy, friend. It's hard to do things a particular way and still be the champion. It's hard. It takes those are people of renown. To be able to hold yourself to a particular cadence and to a particular law, and leading with the law of love, and allowing love to direct your path, leading with the law of God and allowing God to direct your path, and you look ridiculous to the world because the world is sold on perception and the enemy is the master of perception. In this world now, it's a world where you can look away, you can look the part, but be rotten on the inside, and the world will praise you. Yet there are those that actually are that and look the part. But you will micromanage aspects of these people. Judge them because of other insignificant things. And the world will condemn them. Yet at the end of the day, even though the world condemns them because the projectors propagate a particular image of them, they still ascend. That's all this is about. Many of us are lost in the dream. We're lost in the display. When the whole bulk of your creation was actually to ascend. The bulk of your creation was to actually ascend. And sure, it'd be great to ascend and look good while ascending. But I'm here to tell you, when love covers you, friend, love will allow you to ascend and look fabulous by ascending. You will have, it is as if in this time, you got people that have beautified themselves with nothing but sorcery. Nothing but sorcery. You're looking at it's not real. That's not real. That's sorcery. A lot of the projections we see are 1,000% fake. Yet, through God, through love, there are those that are real. On the outside, it's real. They are who they were born. They grew up and they are looking exactly how they looked when they were born and how God intended them to look as an adult. And they are ascended. It's amazing. It's amazing. It is amazing. It's just fake. Pretenders. Y'all, I'm on here today just going for what I know. I'm telling you. It's an interesting time, you guys. It really is. And It's no need to feel fear. Fear has no place when you stand in truth. Fear has no place. I encourage you to get what you came here to get, because you came here and you're here. And, because nobody has left here and come back, we don't know what to expect after this. But if we know we came here for a purpose and our spirit has egged us on in a particular direction, we need to do exactly what our spirit is telling us to do. How can you lose? The only way you can lose is by not doing what you were designed to do and what your spirit is egging you on to do. That's got to be the only way you can lose. We see this in life. We see that when God or when spirit has egged us on to move in a particular direction in life, and we don't do it, calamities happen. We're somewhat forced to do it. And it's not in the most comfortable way. It comes with a lot of abrupt change, and it's always discomforting. It's discomforting because we had all the time in the world to do it when spirit was egging us on discreetly and in a kind and gracious way to do it. But because we didn't pay it any attention, it had to become adamant and forceful. It's got to be the same way with anything else in life. You've got to be able to determine what is going on here. Why are you here? You've got to be able to know that your actions matter in this life. And that your selfish desires are just that. They're just your selfish desires. They're not based in truth. And they're not based in righteousness. And that's all that this life is designed to align to and power. The forces of power, real power. Not the demons and the disembodied spirits. They are not powerful. Surely they're powerful to a degree. But when coupled with real power, you see how fundamentally disempowered they really are. Yeah, I just wanted to come on with a word for you today to give you some nuggets that you can pull from in equipping yourselves and being strong and capable in the world. Focus on what feels right to you. Doing the right thing is power. It is. And aligning to truth is power. Not falsehoods, but truth. It is the fountain that just keeps on giving. Always looking to be helpful. You're loved more than you'll ever know. Be good to yourselves and be good to one another. Peace and love.